Minos, the legendary king of Crete, was no stranger to the gods and their demands. In fact, his rule was often intertwined with the will of the divine, and none more so than his fateful encounter with the sea god Poseidon. It all began with a promise that would ultimately anger Poseidon and bring about dire consequences for Minos. You see, Minos was determined to prove his claim to the throne of Crete, and he believed that he could solidify his rule by making a pact with Poseidon himself. In a bold and audacious move, Minos vowed to the sea god that he would sacrifice whatever the gods sent him from the sea, thus demonstrating his obedience and devotion to the divine. Poseidon, perhaps intrigued by this proposition, decided to put Minos to the test. He sent a magnificent bull from the depths of the sea, a creature of unparalleled beauty and strength. As the bull emerged from the waves, Minos was awestruck by its splendor and grace. It was a creature unlike any other, and he could not bring himself to slay such a magnificent beast. In a moment of weakness, Minos made a fateful decision. Instead of sacrificing the bull as he had promised, he chose to keep it, deeming it too precious to be offered up to the gods. Little did he know that this act of defiance would have dire consequences. Poseidon, upon learning of Minos' betrayal, was filled with righteous anger. The sea god had entrusted the king with a sacred task, and Minos had failed to honor his word. This act of disobedience did not go unnoticed or unpunished. In his fury, Poseidon sought retribution against Minos. He cursed the king and his kingdom, unleashing a wave of calamities that would plague Crete for years to come. The once prosperous land now found itself beset by misfortunes and hardships, all stemming from Minos' ill-fated decision to defy the will of the sea god. The repercussions of Minos' actions were swift and severe. The once glorious kingdom of Crete now faced a series of trials and tribulations, all brought about by the wrath of Poseidon. The crops withered, the livestock fell ill, and the people suffered in the wake of the sea god's curse. As the days turned into months and the months into years, the burden of Poseidon's anger weighed heavily on Minos and his kingdom. The king realized the gravity of his mistake and sought to make amends, but it was too late. The damage had been done, and there was no easy way to appease the wrath of the sea god.